When a car and bicycle collide, the outcome can be tragic. Frequently, the cyclist is injured or even killed. But Carol Makita tells us about a bike rider whose accident actually saved his life and increased his faith.
I was riding from Layton to Logan, and I got to North Ogden when the accident occurred, and didn't ever make it.
On July 3, 2009, cycling enthusiast Todd Handy was on his way to join friends for the 206-mile one-day Logan to Jackson Hole Challenge. The driver of a car didn't see him.
And here's the bike. It's hard to see any damage at all, but that was not the case for Todd.
I was able to bring it around to where my right side hit the passenger side of the Jeep, but that's what broke the ribs, punctured the lung. I bounced off the Jeep, hit the ground, and that's where the journey really started.
A journey that began with an ambulance ride to McKay Hospital's ER and x-rays. That night, some unusual thoughts came to him.
What if it turns out we find out something else? What if there is a reason for all of this?
I was in my car and just thought, I wonder if this is for some reason, if there will be something more to come of this.
They were both right. The radiologist did not like what he saw.
He says you've got some lymph nodes that are a little too large, there's just a little bit out of tolerance, and he won't back down from the fact that he thinks we need to do a CT scan and take a look at those.
A biopsy revealed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, slow growing but incurable. But after 17 radiation treatments, he is cancer-free. This was a rare find. Dr. Mark Keaton, the radiologist who is out of the country, said, "These cases are particularly rewarding for me because early diagnosis often saves the patient's life."
Live by faith and not by fear.
It definitely is something that I found myself praying and thanking the Lord for allowing him to get hit by a car.
The family plans to go forward now, enjoying the journey.
Thank you, Carol. Todd Handy now joins us in studio. So, Todd, how are you doing today?
Doing fine, actually. I go for a 6-month checkup, and for the first 3 that I've had, everything's been clear. Figured we'll just take it 6 months at a time and see what happens.
Other injuries, you're doing well?
Everything's fine. Everything's healed up well.
I understand you're back on the bike. Was that first time back? Was that a little tough? Was that scary at all?
Yeah, I was a little nervous, just checking blind spots and everything else, but things have been really good. I've got my first race of the season on this Saturday, so figure everything's good and we'll go from there.
How much are you training right now?
As much as I can, not as much as I'd like to, but
yeah.
It's early in the season and doing what I can.
You said something very powerful in the story. You said, live by faith, not by fear. How has the experience helped shape your faith?
Well, I really feel like Heavenly Father knows us individually. He has a plan for us individually, and He cares for us that way. I know my 3 daughters all individually. I know what they need, and I think Heavenly Father knows what each of us need. It's strengthened our faith, but it's also helped us to understand that even when you think something's bad, there could be a reason for it or a reason behind it, and just when you think it's bad, you can understand that there could be something good about it, which is in this case.
Yeah, I thought that was so interesting in the story you talked about, and your wife, both of you, when you got in this accident, you thought there was something else to this. What did you feel?
I was lying in the hospital bed, and it was just a feeling. There might be something that comes out of this. Lisa had the same thought as she was on her way home after having left. And clearly, Heavenly Father was just preparing us for what was coming, and it's been that way the whole time. Seems like every time a new step would come, we'd be prepared, we'd understand it. Never nervous, never scared, just let it come and deal with it.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm sure your gratitude has got to be off the charts when something like that happens to you, when other people don't come out so well.
Absolutely. I was lucky to not have worse physical damage, of course, but to be given heads up and allow something like that happen. Anytime it's cancer, you want to have as early a detection as possible. In my case, it was rather early. Doesn't mean that something won't change over time, but if you can get the best heads up as possible, and by the way, not just get completely obliterated on the bike, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, we're so glad it turned out well, and good luck in your race.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks for coming. Well, still to come, a birthday party you won't want to miss. But first, how to rethink what we believe about ourselves. Virginia Pierce, author of Through His Eyes, will join us next.